Most would think that the gains we've seen on the Nigerian market over the last couple of days have come as a welcome surprise. What are you making of the movement we're seeing right now?
Thank you, Alishia. Of course, the broader economy is looking very, very good right now because the recent audit of the banks has been completed. And so CBN coming out to pronounce that some banks are liquid while some are not liquid, is giving the investing public, a sort of confidence even in the entire banks. We saw yesterday all the Nigerian banks, we did not see any of the banks losing value. So it's pointed to the fact that there is a sort of boost in the confidence of investors. We saw huge bids on Access. These are times when we may begin to see a sort of down raid on some of these banks. Access with a total net bid in excess of 100 million units. And, even Oceanic, which has been tagged a troubled bank, investors are gradually mopping up those shares in the market because, and then we expect that some of these share prices, they should revert back to their net asset value at least. But we still express sort of caution because we need to see the individual financials of these banks, by their third quarter results, for September ending. So we will begin to see their full disclosure, as directed by CBN. So that will give the analyst a basis to come at a fair value for some of these banks. So we would not enjoin investors to, partake in this bandwagon effect. The banks are actually looking very attractive, but we still express caution because we need to see their full disclosure. But on the broader outlook, the macroeconomic is actually looking very good. Yeah. With the amnesty being concluded, that means the Nigerian economy will begin to produce optimal barrels per day. With the capacity, the Nigerian can actually produce 3 million barrels per day. And then we saw the interbank market rates have really gone down. And then with that, the federal government is also injecting about 2 billion into the economy to pay the bank debts and all that. So this will boost the liquidity in the banks. And then, of course, that has now trickled down to the market to sort of boost the confidence. And the CBN is going to also fast-track the establishment of the asset management company, which is going to manage the toxic assets of these banks. So all these, are positive signs for the economy and for the stock market.
Of course, as you've highlighted, the context in which the second set of results have been released to the market has changed. It's a broader economy that is spurring on a lot of positive sentiment right now. But with the benefit of hindsight, what's your opinion on the way the CBN has actually come to the fore releasing these results? Do you think that results should have been released once the end of the entire audit process had come to the fore?
Of course, the recent banking reform by the Sanusi-led CBN has, of course, has generated a lot of controversies, rather than accolades, But I think it's a step in the right direction. The mode of addressing the issue could be faulted, but the entire motive behind the reform, I think it's a good idea. Of course, CBN has stated that the initial 5 banks that have been tagged trouble, really posted a very grave situation on the financial stability, the stability of the financial market. Of course, these banks are, perennial net borrowers in the expanded discount windows. So CBN had to, act fast. A sort of surgery had to be done on these banks, before we see, so that to avoid a sort of spread into the other banks. So, of course, we would have expected a thorough audit of the entire banking system, and then, of course, the board of the banks should have been carried along, and of course, the shareholders, and then they should have been given a fair hearing to defend some of these loans that have been deemed non-performing before unveiling some of these things to the public. Of course, we've seen a lot of people refuting that some of these loans were actually performed. flaw on the part of CBN. And of course, the remaining banks that were audited recently, of course, it was done very smoothly, and of course the board have been carried along before announcing it, and of course even the presidency before bringing it to the entire public. So it has been done, and of course we would commend CBN, and then of course later on we expect that all stakeholders of the banks should be carried along in any audit whatsoever.